Very good evening, my dear friends. In this session, we will discuss about the set-off of customers and bankers' claims. The set-off of customers and bankers' claims. In fact, the meaning of right to set off is that the right of a debtor to take into account a debt owed to him by a creditor before the creditor would recover the amount due to him from the debtor. This is the logic. Under this right, the mutual claims of the debtor and creditor are adjusted, and if any amount still remains to be paid by the debtor, then the debtor would be held liable for only that remainder. This is obviously out of principles of natural justice. In the case of a banker, then like other debtors, this right is equally available to the banker and the customer. By exercising this right, the banker combines two accounts in the name of the same customer and adjusts the debit balance in one account with the credit balance in the other account. So this right cannot be exercised unless there is an implied or express consent given from the customer. This right of set-off is subject to certain compliances. So, and what are the circumstances under which, conditions under which this right can be exercised, we will examine now, my dear friends. The first circumstance is that the accounts of the customer must be in the same name. Like husband and wife are different. You can't, wife is family sole, so you can't club them. So the accounts must lie in the name of same customer. And then the funds available in one account are held by him in the same right or capacity in which debit balance stands in another account. So the cardinal rule is that the funds belonging to somebody else but standing in the name of the account holder should not be made available to satisfy these personal debts. That way, a controversial issue arises with regard to joint account of husband and wife also. That also has to be taken into account. Husband and wife, and then other joint account holders also. Now, the second circumstance is that this right of set-off is exercisable in respect of debts due only. That it cannot be exercised in respect of debts due and not in respect of this. This right cannot be exercised in respect of debts due and not in respect of future or contingent debt, in the sense that they are exercisable only with regard to the debts which are due, which are fallen due, but not with contingent debts and future debts. That is most important. You can't take it as a precautionary measure. Only the debt is crystallized, it can be taken. So I can say this right can be exercised only in respect of debts due. That can be said so. Then the third one is certainty of the amount of debt. The amount of debt from both the parties, each other, must be crystallized and then fortified. It should be certain. And the banker then can exercise this only when there is no agreement to the contrary. Lastly, garnishee order is another important aspect. If the banker receives a garnishee order in respect of the funds relating to his customer, that is the bank's debtor. The bank has the right first to exercise its right of set-off and later on surrender only the remainder amount to the judgment creditor. And this can be taken to the court and court permission can be sought. So these are all the circumstances under which the right to set off can be exercised, my dear friends. So with this, we have completed our discussion on bankers' lien and set off. In this episode, we have concluded set off. In the previous 3 episodes, we have concluded our discussion on bankers' right of lien. So with this background, we will go to further in fact, there are other particular aspects also where there are 3-4 important subjects we are still supposed to discuss on the bankers. So with regard to lending and recovery banking, we will deal with that subject in our next episode. Thank you, my dear friends, and then we will be in touch again. Good day and then good night. Bye-bye. Thank you.